Hi guys, so in this video we're going to talk about how you can fix your slice on your backswing. One of the things that's very difficult for people is sometimes the downswing's happening really fast and we feel like we don't have very much control of what's going on there. So in order to get that nice draw or to get that ball to curve from right to left, no doubt about it, we have to change how the club's coming through contact. When I'm slicing the ball, my club's moving from right to left and the face is open. It's kind of hitting on the inside part of the ball here. If I want to get that draw, I need that face to be releasing. I need the path to be going inside out, and that club's going to get to that face is going to feel like it wraps around the outside of the ball. That gets that right to left spin and gets the ball to draw for you. So that's great. That's what we're trying to actually get to happen, but we can do some things on the backswing that are going to make that a lot more likely. So one of the first one is what I call hands out, club in. So when your hands go out to start the backswing, naturally what will happen is the club will start to suck inside. If you look at the logo of my glove, as it starts to come out this way, my hands kind of pick the club back up in, and then naturally I'm going to reroute that over the top. That's going to be the big slice. So if I demonstrate this for you, I'm going to try to do the hands out, club in. Not the way I normally swing, but I'll do my best to hit a nice big old slice here. There we go. That one really started to turn over from left to right. I hope I demonstrated that pretty well since it wasn't my natural movement. But we're definitely going to lose some yardage there. If I look on my flight scope, we see that ball really started to peel off to the right. My total distance was 283 after the roll, 250 carry though. So not a lot of carry distance on that one. And what I want you to feel to change this is going to be the opposite. So if that's your natural pattern, hands out, club in, we want to do the opposite so we can feel like that club head is out a little bit more, and then it reroutes to the inside. Now you don't have to do that a ton. Ideally we would have the hands and club kind of going back together and then coming down on plane together, but it definitely is a whole lot easier if you're struggling with the slice to get that club head outside of your hands first. So let's do the takeaway here. Take your normal setup, and what I want you to feel here in the start is that your hands are going to lead the way. So if you look at the logo of my glove, instead of this coming out and now my logo glove is facing this way, I'm going to let my hands lead the way on the way back. I'm exaggerating here, but that's going to feel like this. My logo, my glove is staying facing forward, and now my hands are going to be a little bit more outside of my hands. This is kind of like what Tiger Woods does a lot of times. Hands will be slightly outside. Somebody that really exaggerates this would be like a Ryan Moore. Club head very far outside the hands, and as you change directions, that's going to really lay this club off much more from the inside. So what I want you to do if you want to try this out is go ahead and take your setup here. Do that really, really slow, about 10 times. Normal setup, hands lead the way, club heads out, and then that's going to come more from the inside. I'm visualizing that draw every time I'm doing that. So I'm going to do about 10 of those swings when I'm practicing this, getting that path more inside out, getting that face to release to the outside of the ball. Let's go ahead and give that a whirl. I'll have that same sensation here, and I'll go ahead and let one rip. There we go, nice and straight, almost like a bullet. Didn't really have any curve on it at all. I could go ahead and exaggerate that a little bit more and get that ball to turn over even more right to left, but I definitely got rid of that slice move by allowing my hands to stay in and my club head to work out on the backswing. Now the second piece here is going to be getting your hands to the sky. So normally as I come up, if I want to feel in a powerful position, a lot of people that struggle slicing, they get the palm of their hand kind of facing at the ball, and they think of the first move down is really going to be take this right shoulder over the top, really feel like that's providing power to this downswing. So my arm's going to tend to come out, my elbow's coming out like this, my right shoulder's high, and now I'm coming down slicing the ball. That's going to look something like this. I'll try to demonstrate my best kind of over the top slice move as this is happening. Yep, there again, that ball turned over. Feels very powerful. I swung hard at that one. You know, to be honest, it probably didn't look that much different on camera because that's not my normal motion, but that's the feeling that I had is that I'm pushing down at the ball. That's going to be really difficult because now my angle of attack starts coming down steeper. Let's see what my angle of attack was. Negative 4.2, meaning I'm hitting down into the ball at 4.2. That's getting a lot of backspin on it. I had, almost 3,000 RPMs of backspin, and my launch angle was very low, only 8 degrees. The bombers on tour, the guys that are hitting it long, we're having a positive 3, positive 4 angle of attack. Our launch is somewhere between 11 to 14 to get that maximum distance. So I'm losing some yardage there for sure. So what I'm going to feel on this one, if that sounds like what you're doing in your backswing, that right arm wanting to take over, I want to feel like my palms go up toward the sky. So as I go to the top of the backswing, I'm going to feel like the palm of my right hand, if I was to open it up, is almost like I'm holding a waiter's tray. If your shoulder isn't very flexible, you may not want to focus on that. So I can't really rotate my arm back very far this way. If you're also very inflexible doing that, you may want to focus on your left hand, the logo of the glove being facing up to the sky there. What that does is that closes the face. If you look at the face here, this would be kind of parallel or neutral face. This would be very open, and then this would be very closed. Dustin Johnson would be one of those guys, John Rahm, guys that really close the face. Hogan, somebody like that, may have a little bit more open face. But if I have that kind of right hand power feeling, a lot of times what's going to happen is my face will be very open like that. I want to change that, get my logo up toward the sky. I'm feeling like I'm turning this kind of like I'm twisting a handle or twisting the top of a bottle like that. So as I start to come to the top, I'm twisting this grip until now it's very closed, kind of Dustin Johnson-esque, and that face is closing earlier. That's going to help me to really get much more of a draw. And if I try that out, I'll try to really get this one to kind of swing right to left for you guys so we can see it here a little bit better. There we go, hit a big draw on that one. Hit it a little bit off the toe, so it wasn't the most solid strike, but that really started to turn over just like I wanted it to. My angle of attack went up positive 1.7, so now I'm hitting up into it a little bit more. I wasn't kind of hitting down on it. My spin was better, 2,500. My launch was better, 13.4. I just missed that one a little bit off the toe. That's why, carried about the same distance, but rolled out a little bit more, 293 after the roll. So those are the first two. I got one more great tip for you. For those of you that feel like your right shoulder really wants to overpower it, this is going to be a great one. All right, so finally let's talk about this right shoulder. We talked about the right hand. The right shoulder is a big problem here too. A lot of times when players struggle with a slice, they'll get that right shoulder high. So my shoulder's up here in a very powerful position, almost like if I'm going to punch the golf ball. That's that right hand, right shoulder wanting to overpower it. And then from there, you'll notice my body's kind of leaning to the left here. I'm going to chop down on that ball and get that big slice. Again, doesn't matter if you're swinging 130 miles an hour. If you're chopping down, negative angle of attack, path going to the left, you're going to not be able to hit it too far. What I want you to feel like is imagine we're kind of pulling a lawnmower. So we got this and we're going to pull this right shoulder back behind us to get a lot of turn and to get our right shoulder deep. And then from there, we're set up in a path to be able to come a little bit more inside out. So if I do that a few times, some practice swings, I'm going to feel this. Now my arm is going to stay straight, but I'm getting that same feeling in my shoulder as I'm coming back. That's really going to help. The second thing I want you to do here while you're doing the same drill, put a club across your shoulders, make that same motion, and get this club pointing behind the golf ball and outside the golf ball. That's going to ensure not only do you turn a lot, but you also get the right angle as you're going back. If I'm just taking this right shoulder up, my club isn't going to go back. That's my backswing for right shoulder high. Pick the club up. You see how my shoulders didn't turn at all? My club would be pointing here, short of my golf ball. If I make the correct turn, now I'm behind the golf ball. So do about 10 or 15 reps to get comfortable with that. That's going to clear a path out for you a little bit more inside out, and that's really going to help you to rip the ball. Let's go ahead and give one last one. I'm going to try to smoke this one a little bit, see if we can get it over 300 and really let it fly with that big backswing. There we go, hit that one nice. Straight as a string. Wind may have pushed it a couple yards to the right, but that is perfect. I'll take that all day. So best of luck to you guys. Go out there, working those tips to get rid of your slice. Start hitting those straight balls or a nice little draw. You're gonna have so much more fun when you're out there. All right guys, hope y'all really enjoyed that video on getting rid of the slice. Now, one of those moves we talked about was shallowing out that club and getting the hands to be pointing more up. And that's what I call the move in our Top Speed Golf system. I think that's one of the big key differentiators between high-level pro players, low handicaps, and then guys that are struggling to be a little bit more consistent. So if you think you're in that category, you'd like to have some more consistency, you'd like to compress the ball a little bit more, I got an awesome video. It's called the tennis racket drill, and I'm going to play a preview of that here in just 1 second. Now, if you want to see the full thing, all you got to do is go ahead and click on the card that pops up on your screen, or click on the link down below in the description, and you'll get instant access to that. Best of luck. Let's go ahead and get started with the tennis racket drill. Good player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it. The flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time, I'm going to be rotating my hand.